Let me introduce myself. My name is Hanefi. My student ID number is 2009110228, and today I will review all the material in the class B, Phonology and Morphology. Okay, the first one that I wanna uh, review is about phonetics, the sounds of language. Okay, phonology is how the sounds in a sentence or word are arranged. The sound were made by by the origin in our body when we are speaking language as well as I do right now. The origin are lungs, trachea, larynx, vocal cord, precoid, thyroid, wall of pharynx, epiglottis, root of tongue, dorsum, medium, lamina, uvula, hard palate and soft palate, apex, upper and lower lip, alveolum, upper and lower teeth, mouth, oral cavity, nasal cavity, and etc. When we are speaking, it is good to know the segment of the word because some phrases and sentences that are slowly distinct when printed may be ambiguous when we are spoken. And here the sample when I reading grade A, you may mispronounce it as gray day. Or when I am saying I scream, people might people may heard it ice cream. So this distinction of segment is very needed to clarify what the speaker are speaking. There are also some sounds that are classified as part of speech, such as coughing sound. Cough sound is classified as random sound. The science of phonetics attempts to describe all of the sounds used in all languages of the world. Acoustic phonetics focuses on the physical properties of the sound, and auditory phonetics are concerned with how listener perceive the sounds, and articulatory is the study of the how the vocal tract produce the sound of the language. Okay, phonetics. In phonology, it has its own alphabet, or we may call it IPA or International Phonetic Alphabet. These IPA are consist of 25 consonants and 15 vowels. Consonants are sounds produced with obstruction in the oral cavity. As for vowels are sound in which there is no obstruction to the flow of air as it passes from larynx to the lips. And consonants are classified into two such as place and articulation and manner of the articulation. And place of articulation is the place where where the sound are made. And I'll give and here are the some of the places. The first one is bilabials, T, B, and M. The sound produced by the bringing both lips together. Next, labiodentals. F and V produced with bottom lips touch upper teeth. And next, interdentals T and H produced by inserting the tip of the tongue between teeth. Next, alveolars T, D, and S, R, Z produced with the tongue raised in various ways to the alveolus right, uh, and Next, patals. The constriction occurs by raising the front part of the tongue to the plate. The next is fillers, K, G, and N, produced by raising the back of the tongue to the soft plate, by the soft plate, while manner of articulation is the place about how the sound is made and more about whether it vibrate or not. Um, Manner articulation is also divided into two stages: voiced and voiceless. Voiced is when there are vibration in mouth, while voiceless is when there are no vibration in the mouth. The example is in the word fine and faint. The F is fine is voiceless, while the V in fine is voiced. There are other way to produce sound, and that is with nasal and oral sound. Nasal sounds is when the velum is lowered and the air escapes through the butt of the nose and the mouth, while oral sound while oral while oral while oral sounds is produced when sounds produced with the velum up, blocking the air from escaping from the nose. Um, Most of sound in the word are oral sounds. The presence or absence of the phonemic features, nasal and voice, permit the division of all speech into four classes. It is voice, voiceless, nasal, and oral. The explanation that I already said is classified for consonant. As for the nasalization of vowels, the the rules are when the nasal passage is blocked, oral vowels is the result when the nasal passage is open. Nasal vowels is the result. In English, nasal vowels occur to the most before nasal consonant in the same syllable, and oral vowels occur in all other places. In phonology, there are diphthong, where diphthong is a sequence of two vowels sound squished together. It it present in phonetic library on many language. Okay, the next is prosodic features. Length, pitch, stress, or accent are prosodic, and suprasegmental features. Speech sounds that are identical in their place or manner features may differ in length or duration, and tense vowels are slightly longer than lex vowels, but only by a few milliseconds. However, in some languages, when a vowel is a prologue to around twice its normal length, it can make a difference between words. In Japanese, biru with one I has the meaning building, while biru with double e, it means beer. When we speak, we also change the pitch of our voice. The pitch depends on how fast the vocal cords vibrate. Vibrate, the faster they vibrate, the higher the pitch. If the larynx is small, as in children, the shorter vocal cords vibrate faster and the pitch is higher, all other things being equal. If the larynx is larger, as in adults, the larger Vocal cords vibrate more slowly, and the pitch is louder. Is lower. I meant is lower. In many languages, certain syllables in a word are louder, slightly higher in the pitch, and somewhat longer in duration, and other syllables in the word that are stressed syllables. Language that use the pitch of individual vowels or syllables to contract meaning of word are called tone language, and most of the language is tone language, such as Mandarin Chinese, Thailand, and etc. Okay, in chapter 6, phonology, the sound patterns of language, and phonemes. Phonemes are the basic form of sound as sensed mentally rather than spoken on heard. Each phoneme is manifested orally by one or more sounds called allophones, which are perceivable sounds corresponding to the phonemes in various environments. Um, Phonemes are the dark matter of phonology. They are not physical sounds and directly observable. The phonological rules of language apply to the phonemes to determine the pronunciation of words. A particular pronunciation of phonemes is called a phone, and in English, each vowel phoneme has both oral and nasalized phonemes. The The choice of allophone is not random but rule governed. To graphically distinguish phonemes and its allophone, we uses slash to enclose phonemes and continue with square brackets for allophones. And okay, the next is here are some phonological rules related to phonemes. The first one is change feature pilus, nasal consonant assimilation rules in English. The second is add new features, aspiration in English. And the third is delayed segments, G deletion before nasal in English. And the fourth is add segments, schwa insertion in English plural and past tense. And the relationship between the phonemes and phonemes of all languages, complex and varied. Clearly, it is a single phoneme realized as one and only one phone. Here is the sample, like A in compete and A in competition, slip of tongue, or speech errors in which we deviate in some way from an intended utterance. And the sample is the one intended is going to sit when the actual utterance is go to sin. Syllable. The next I'll refer about syllable. Syllable words are composed of a one or more syllables. A syllable is a phonological unit composed of one or more phonemes, and every syllable has a nucleus, which is usually a vowel. This this nucleus may be present are followed by one or more phonemes called onset and coda. Uh, yeah, just it. And the next is word stress. In many languages, including English, one or more of the syllables in every content are stressed. It is marked with an cut accent about the syllables, sequential constraints of phonics. Mm, Our knowledge of English phonology includes information about what sequences of phonetics are permissible and what sequences are not. The the limitation on sequences of segments are called phonetic constraints. Phonetic constraints have as their basic the syllable rather than the word. Um, all languages have constraints on the permitted sequences of phonics. Although different languages have different constraints. Mm, okay, just that I can review today. I say thank you.